West Africa Review Text. Standards 7.21 to 7.26. West Africa Review Text. Standards 7.21 to 7.26. West Africa Review. Text. Standards 7.21 to 7.26. West Africa Review Text. Standards 7.21 to 7.26. West Africa, Geography, Culture, Trade, and Empires. TN Social Studies. Standards 7.21 7.26. West Africa is a region of diverse landscapes and important geographical features that shaped the development of powerful civilizations. The Atlantic Ocean. The second largest ocean on Earth, it lies between the Americas to the west and Europe and Africa to the east. The Atlantic Ocean has been a critical pathway for trade and exploration throughout history, connecting various cultures and facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and people. An ancient city in Mali, known for its historic mud brick architecture and the Great Mosque of Djenné, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Djenné was a significant center for trade and scholarship in West Africa, particularly during the height of the Mali Empire. A northeastern part of the Atlantic Ocean, this gulf borders several West African countries, including Nigeria, Ghana, and Côte d'Ivoire. It is important for its fisheries, oil reserves, and as a shipping route for international trade. One of the major rivers in West Africa, the Nizhar River flows through several countries, including Guinea, Mali, Niger, and Nigeria. It serves as a vital waterway for transportation, irrigation, and fishing, and has supported civilizations along its banks for centuries. The largest hot desert in the world, it spans across North Africa, including parts of several countries such as Algeria, Libya, Mali, and Niger. The Sahara is known for its harsh climate, vast sand dunes, and unique ecosystems. It has historically acted as a barrier and a crossroads for trade and migration. A historic city in Mali, famous for its ancient manuscripts, mosques, and as a center of learning during the Mali Empire. Timbuktu was a key hub for trans-Saharan trade, connecting West Africa to the Mediterranean world and fostering the exchange of knowledge and culture. Indigenous African spiritual traditions, exploring ancestor worship, animism, and the human-deity relationship. Before the spread of Islam and Christianity into West Africa, people followed rich spiritual traditions that shaped their daily lives, relationships, and understanding of the world. These beliefs were deeply connected to nature, family, and community. One major aspect was ancestor worship. West Africans believed that ancestors continued to exist after death and had the power to influence the lives of the living. Families honored their ancestors by offering food, prayers, and rituals. Ancestors were viewed as guardians of the family who could provide protection or punishment. Maintaining a strong connection with them ensured harmony and good fortune. Another key tradition was animism, the belief that all natural things, including animals, rivers, rocks, trees, and even the wind, possess a spirit. Animism reflected the people's deep respect for nature. Spirits were seen as active participants in the world, and people made offerings to these spirits to ensure balance and success in hunting, farming, or healing. West African spirituality also emphasized the relationship between humans and deities. Each community worshipped a supreme god along with many lesser gods and spirits, each responsible for specific aspects of life, such as rain, fertility, or health. Religious specialists like priests and diviners helped interpret signs from the spirit world, perform rituals, and guide the community. These traditions were not written down but passed from generation to generation through oral storytelling, ceremonies, and everyday practices. They provided a sense of identity, belonging, and connection to the past. The rise of West African kingdoms, Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. Between 300 CE and 1600 CE, West Africa was home to powerful empires that controlled trade routes, developed rich cultures, and became centers of learning and religion. The three major kingdoms were Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. The role of camels and caravans in trade. Camels were introduced by the Romans around 200 CE and allowed for longer journeys across the Sahara. Caravans of camels carried goods like gold and salt, making trade possible between North and West Africa. Kingdom of Ghana. Key points. First major trading empire in West Africa. and salt, gained wealth by taxing merchants. Strong military protected trade routes. The Kingdom of Ghana, c. 300–1200 CE, was the first major empire in West Africa. Located between the Sahara Desert and the forests of the south, Ghana controlled important trade routes. It grew wealthy by taxing traders who passed through its territory. Ghana became known as the Land of Gold because of its control over gold mines. In exchange for gold, traders brought salt, which was essential for preserving food. The capital city, Kumbi Saleh, was a thriving center of trade, with markets full of good. Kingdom of Mali. Key points. First major trading empire in West Africa. Key resources, gold and salt. Gained wealth by taxing merchants. Strong military protected trade routes. The Kingdom of Mali, c. 1235–1400 CE, rose after Ghana's decline. Mali became even more powerful and wealthy under the leadership of kings like Sundiata Keita, who is considered the empire's founder. Mali expanded its territory and gained control of important cities such as Timbuktu and Jenne. These cities became famous centers of trade, culture, and Islamic learning. Scholars, poets, and artists traveled to Mali, and its rulers promoted education and religious tolerance. One of Mali's greatest leaders was Mansa Musa, who ruled from 1312 to 1337. His reign marked the height of Mali's power and influence. Kingdom of Songhai. Key points. Became powerful after Mali weakened. Controlled salt and gold trade routes. Leaders like Sunni Ali and Askia the Great expanded its influence. Jenne was an important center of learning. The Kingdom of Songhai, c. 1400–1600 CE, eventually replaced Mali as the most powerful empire in West Africa. The Songhai Empire was centered along the Niger River and controlled trade routes stretching across the region. Its most famous leader, Askia Muhammad, promoted education, built schools, and strengthened the influence of Islam. Songhai's cities, especially Gao and Timbuktu, remained important hubs of commerce and scholarship. Songhai was known for its military strength and efficient government. These three empires shared several key characteristics. They grew wealthy from controlling trade, especially in gold and salt. They promoted learning, often building libraries and schools. They had strong centralized governments. They supported Islam while also preserving African cultural traditions.